Yo, what is going on, guys? It is Foxy90 here, and welcome back to a brand new video for you guys today here on my channel. Today we are back with round 3 of the F1 2016 career mode with Mercedes-Benz. If you saw my previous video, which was actually earlier today, I did a last to first challenge around Malaysia with the manor of Rio Haryanto. So if you haven't checked that out yet, go check it out before you come and watch this career mode video. And if you do enjoy the video, drop a like on it, subscribe if you're new around here, and let's get into this career mode video. So as you can see, we are top of the drivers' standings currently at the moment, thanks to our previous win in Bahrain in the last Grand Prix. So we're looking good at the moment. In the constructors' standings, we're currently behind Red Bull at the moment in second place, but we're going to be looking to try and get that. You can see that we've got third in Australia, and we got the win in Bahrain. So a good start to the season for us so far. We want to get that started. So we start things off with the track acclimatization test. And as you can see, I've got Kevin Magnussen in my goddamn way, not moving out the way. I decided that the best option here was just to stay back. There's no point in me trying to go for an overtake on Magnussen, so I'm just not going to hit the gates otherwise. There's no point. And then as you can see here, we get past Kevin Magnussen, or we just do a long drag down the pit straight here with Magnussen alongside me. Moving on then to the tyre wear test, you can see that we got 2 purple laps, and we're going to get our second of 2 green laps, meaning that we complete the tyre wear test very nicely indeed there, sorted, and that's going to give us 50 resource points. Moving on then into the qualifying simulation run, we're braking down into the final corner here, letting the car hit the apex or in the curbs, taking the short run as we can towards the finish line there, and we get maximum 50 resource points, giving us a full bunch of resource points, and now up to 700 resource points for us to potentially go and spend some of those resource points in the future. But as you can see, we have now finally got a new rival. Of course, Nico Rosberg was our previous rival, but of course, since he was no longer taking part in the season, it was kind of pointless having him as a rival. So Emma has decided to give us a brand new rival, and it's going to be Daniel Ricciardo in the Red Bull. Very interesting shout there. Second in the drivers' standings, so a very competitive driver to be put against for this rivalry. But of course, we are in Mercedes. We're expecting some big rivals in this career mode. As you can see, there are the qualifying goals for you. So it's a front row start, beat Hamilton, and now beat Ricciardo. So it's going to be harder to win the rivalries. But as we come into Q1 then, we're coming around the last corner here. A little bit wide on the exit. We didn't quite manage to get that final corner sorted. Coming across the line there. We get 5th place on the grid, which is not too bad at all, braking hard into turn 1. You can see there, we qualified 5th, not really pushing as hard as we possibly could, but due to the fact that there's just no point in us pushing as hard as we can, when, quite frankly, we can just wait until the later sessions, and then really start giving it our all. All we need to do, really, is just get through qualifying, to be honest, or Q1 and Q2 anyway. But here are the set of... Oh, I know what I've done. Okay, basically, I actually forgot about this. I changed a setting by accident, and I actually changed it so it was a short qualifying, so not the full thing, so not Q1, Q2, Q3. So for the next race in Russia, you will see a full Q1, Q2, Q3 qualifying session. However, unfortunately for this one, I accidentally made a mistake there and accidentally put it to short qualifying. It won't be like that forever. It's just it's just a one-off. Do apologise about that. But we're going to be starting 5th then for the Chinese Grand Prix. So yeah, qualifying mistake there, but let's get into this Chinese Grand Prix and see how we can do.
Hard work, ingenuity and ambition. All things you'll find in abundance amongst the 15 million people of Shanghai over there to our southeast. And we've got plenty of that here on the grid as well. 20,000 horsepower, give or take, chomping at the bit to be unleashed for the Chinese Grand Prix. Shanghai International Circuit then, a 16-corner high-speed thrill ride. The long and ever-tightening right-hander at turns 1 and 2 tests a driver's patience, and the flat, open to the elements location, tests their skill in a crosswind. 2 DRS zones will assist passing, and overtaking is available into turn 1, and of course down the kilometre-long back straight into the hairpin at turn 14. I, for one, can't wait to get started. And there's another very excited little chap here beside me as well. It's our very own Anthony Davidson. Great to see you again today.
Thanks for that, Crofty. And I'm really anxious to get underway here. We've got all the makings of a great race today. World champions in competitive cars, lots of drivers on form, and I suspect a few strategists on the pit wall looking to try something a bit different and maybe jump their cars up the order.
Okay, Jeff here. Can you hear me? We're not starting where we hoped, so you need to be aggressive today and push your way through the field.
So before the off, Let's remind ourselves of yesterday's qualifying session with a look at the starting grid. What a qualifying from Fernando Alonso. He starts from pole position, and Kimi Raikkonen completes the front row. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Hamilton, Ricciardo, a Mercedes, and Verstappen, Button, Vettel, Sainz, and Valtteri Bottas, Gutierrez, Perez, Rio Haryanto, and Grosjean, Massa, Hulkenberg, Pascal Wehrlein, and Kevin Magnussen, Kvyat and Palmer, Felipe Nasser, and Marcus Ericsson rounds off the grid. And with preparations almost complete, let's head down to the track.
Right then guys, as you can see, we're on the grid now for the Chinese Grand Prix. We're going to be starting on the super soft tyres and then doing a very weird strategy to the medium compound tyres. Now, a bit of a strange strategy here. They want me to go to the end of lap 2 on these super soft tyres, and then they want me to go to they want me to do the rest of the race on the medium compound tyres. Now, China is a very tyre wear heavy circuit, but I've never seen it like this before. Of course, we're going to have to go a long way on the medium compound tyres. The two-stop strategy is not that far off in terms of times, but anyway, we're going to stick to the strategy that has been set for us and see how we get on. So we're on to the formation lap here, and we're going to be going to the formation lap here. We have got myself in 5th position for this race. We've got Ricciardo in front of us, Verstappen behind us. We're in a bit of a Red Bull sandwich, but we shouldn't be able to have much problems from the Red Bull going into turn 1, as you can see here. No problems whatsoever, just warming up the tyres, brakes, all of that stuff. You know how formation laps work by now. If you don't know how it works, just go back to the start of my McLaren career mode. But we're on the grid now for the Chinese Grand Prix. We've got 3, 4, now 5 red lights for the Chinese Grand Prix, and it is lights out and away we go for the Chinese Grand Prix. A good start from us. Daniel Ricciardo gets an okay-ish start, but we get past him and we get past Raikkonen as well. We've had a bolt lightning start here, and we go so close to Alonso, down the inside of him, and close to getting Lewis Hamilton with yellow flags behind us. But a great start for Mercedes in general. We are 1 and 2, and we got a super start there as well. We managed to get past Ricciardo and Raikkonen through our Mercedes traction, and then we just got so close to making contact with Hamilton, but we just managed to make it stick. Braking hard now down the inside here of Lewis Hamilton. We get the move done on Hamilton as well, taking us into the lead of the Chinese Grand Prix, but not quite yet, because Hamilton wants to fight me. We bang wheels there, a little bit of contact. We're going to go to the outside line here. Lewis Hamilton is going to have that inside line, but we're going to get the inside line into the next corner here, and we're going to get that inside line, braking now down towards this around the right-hander and now through to the left-hander here. Hamilton switches it. We have to break off there. Hamilton doing very well to keep in front of us. A good bit of moving, good bit of combat between me and Hamilton. Now we've got to focus on Kimi Raikkonen behind us and try not to let Lewis Hamilton waltz off into the distance, because that's probably not what we want, to be honest. We don't want Hamilton waltzing off into the distance, but now we're coming towards this long right-hander. So you've got to get on this banking corner. Got to get it super right there. As you can see, we get that nailed, and we're coming down along this pitch, along the back straight. Raikkonen's going to go to the right-hand side of the circuit, but unfortunately, we've got the slipstream on Lewis Hamilton, and that's hindering Kimi Raikkonen a lot. Down into the hairpin, we've gained so much time there on Lewis Hamilton as we look to try and fight him here in this Chinese Grand Prix. Kimi Raikkonen just a little bit further back there with, I believe that's one of the Red Bulls, I want to say. Down into the final corner here. We knock off the bollard because the bollard said that I was gay, so I knocked him off. And as you can see, we're going to complete the first lap of this race. Hamilton sets the fastest lap, but we've got tremendous speed. Great slipstream going around the inside into turn 1 there. And we take the lead of the Chinese Grand Prix from Lewis Hamilton. A great move from us here. And now we have the control, or we have effective control of the Grand Prix here in China. A great move from us there. And all good on the first lap. Starting 5th and going straight up into the lead of the Chinese Grand Prix. So let's have a look at the start. So Alonso starts from pole, but it's actually a bit of a slow start from him, funnily enough. And that's given Lewis Hamilton the opportunity going down into turn 1 to make the move. We slot in nicely close behind there, and we get past Alonso nice and cleanly. So it's actually one of the Red Bulls there that got spun out. So it's Daniel Ricciardo that got spun by one of the McLarens, and that's caused him. So that was the reason for the yellow flags then. So now we can see why that happened. As you can see, we begin our pursuit on Lewis Hamilton. We brake nice and late down into the inside, but we actually, we brake nice and late, but we actually broke a little bit too early, maybe a little bit later on the brakes, and that's going to give Hamilton the perfect chance to fight us down in through this hairpin, or this difficult left-right section. So you can see great wheel-to-wheel action between myself and Hamilton. We go in close to the lines there, super close again to some more contact. and Lewis Hamilton there with the inside line. I decided to give it to him and back out of it, otherwise there could have just been some contact and some chaos there. Lewis Hamilton then starts to pull away into the distance, of course, with us having to brake super late into the corner. You can see the Red Bull there all the way down the order. Braking nice and late now towards the banking corner here, the end of the middle sector. We've got Kimi Raikkonen close behind us, so we definitely need to be wary of Kimi Raikkonen coming around this banking corner. You can see Hamilton leads this race, myself in second and Raikkonen in third, with the Red Bull in fourth and I believe the McLaren of Alonso, the pole sitter, all the way down in fifth. So you can see Raikkonen went for a move on us, but we're gradually picking up a lot more speed and we're in the slipstream of Lewis Hamilton as well. So Raikkonen just has to sit back and wait a little bit. And Alonso's actually dropped to fourth, so not down to fifth like I thought. As you can see now, we're coming towards the final corner of this circuit. Hamilton leads, myself in second. We knock over that bollard, like I said. Screw the bollard, we don't care about it. We want that to just disappear very soon. And you can see we've got tremendous speed from that final corner. Slipstream on Lewis Hamilton, and we go down the inside into turn one. Make sure we brake nice and early so we can nail the apex, so Lewis Hamilton hasn't got the chance to do the switch back on us, which we do nice and perfectly here. Down into turn two, coming towards turn three and turn four. You can see our cars will pop out. There they are in just a second, and we get past me and Hamilton there, closely matching each other up. So we skip ahead now towards the end of the second lap of the Grand Prix. And nothing a lot going on here. We're just fending off from Lewis Hamilton at the moment. Kimi Raikkonen and Alonso just sticking in touch with us. So they're definitely going to be a threat later on in the Grand Prix. So we're coming around the long banking corner here. We put the car into the rich fuel mixture and making sure that Lewis Hamilton can't get past us. But of course, like I said before, he is in the same car as us. But Kimi Raikkonen is actually going for a run on Lewis Hamilton, it seems there. Both of them really super close behind me. We're braking nice and early into the hairpin. Didn't nail the apex there, but we can still hit the exit fine, and we do just that. But Kimi Raikkonen gets past Lewis Hamilton, so good move from Raikkonen there. He makes up places. Unfortunately, my teammate suffers from it, but we're coming into the pits now at the end of the second lap, and we go into the gravel trap here, going super wide, just like Lewis Hamilton did back in 2007, which some people say cost him the championship in 2007, and I totally agree with that. So coming into the pits now, you can see that we're going to be going on for the medium compound tyres, and these are going to get us to the end of the race, apparently. So do I trust that? Not really, but we're going to go with it because, of course, we've never really had tyre wear problems before, apart from maybe in Abu Dhabi, which is probably where we had the biggest problem, but we didn't quite struggle with that as much. So as you can see here, we're coming out of the pits now, and everything's good here. Lap 3, so these are going to have to go 11 laps, so a pretty long way if I'm honest. But hopefully we can try and get that, just get the progress going. Make sure that we keep the car standard basically, and there's nothing else I can really say. Look after these tyres. We've got to look after them in this race. Skipping ahead to the end of lap 3 now, and we've got to make up some more places here because, of course, people are coming out of the pits, and it's Alonso that's come out of the pits in front of us. He's performed an overcut, but we're carrying so much more speed and momentum going into turn 1 that we get past him, and down into turn 2 here. We get the move sorted on Fernando Alonso, and we managed to maintain the lead of the race because Alonso performed a good overcut on us there. Because he came in a lot later than we did, or a lap later, sorry, than we did, and he managed to perform that overcut, and a good job there from Alonso as we put the car into standard fuel mixture, still trying to look after these tyres on a very tyre wear heavy circuit. So we're skipping ahead now to the end of lap 5, or onto lap 5 of the Grand Prix. And Alonso's been closing us a little bit. We've been struggling a little bit. I've been doing everything I can to look after these tyres because it's something that I'm not very good at and we need to do it well. But Alonso fancies around us going down into this left-hander, but we're going to stay in front of him. And we're going to go through this right-hander now. And you can see the banking corner here. No fans, unfortunately, in those grandstands, which is pretty disappointing. Looks completely dead, to be honest. But we're coming down the long back straight, of course. DRS will be activated for Fernando Alonso, so he's going to get a run on us going into this hairpin. You can see it here, in fact. We're going to swoop our car towards the inside line. Alonso is going to go to the outside line, but there's just there's no space there. He went for it, but I just didn't give him the space. But we've locked up the brakes going into the hairpin, but Alonso does not get the move done on us. You can see Alonso has to back out of it, and is going to have to sit back, wait for another opportunity to get past us as we go through the final corner, nailing the apex, a little bit of an oversteer with the back end of the car trying to step out on us as we try and pursue forwards. And we can see there's traffic in front of us. Now, these drivers have not made a stop yet as Hamilton goes and sets the fastest lap of the race. These drivers have not made a pit stop yet, and this is crucial. Felipe Nasser's in front of us. My objective is I want to try and get as close as I can to Nasser as I possibly can. And now we're skipping further ahead into this lap where we do get close to Felipe Nasser, and we decide to go nice and early here. We brake nice and late down the inside on Felipe Nasser through this left-hander, and we get past him, but crucially, that's what I wanted. Look, if I look behind, he's held up Fernando Alonso a treat there, a massive treat for us, and now our objective is to try and push ahead. But we're going to skip ahead a little bit further into the Grand Prix, and no one was challenging me up front, but there was some battles going on behind. So Raikkonen goes to the right-hand side of the circuit here against Fernando Alonso, and he makes the move stick here. Good move from Kimi Raikkonen, but Alonso's going to stick with him now. You can see, there's my car, there I am, just in front. You can see there's me, I just put a camera angle on myself there. Alonso here with his front wing. As we look, Hamilton actually got a move done on Jenson Button as well, breaking down into the final corner. Raikkonen gets the job done, and now Fernando Alonso's going to get the second bite of the cherry. There I am, there's me leading, then Raikkonen, and now Alonso's got the slipstream on DRS on Kimi Raikkonen. He's going to go to the right-hand side of the circuit, down the inside into turn 1. Alonso versus Raikkonen. Alonso gets the job done there in the McLaren, straight past, and we're going to skip further ahead because Kimi Raikkonen comes back at Alonso on the next lap here, and going towards this difficult hairpin corner. You can see Alonso has to defend the position, but he brakes a lot later than Kimi Raikkonen does. Checking to see if Lewis Hamilton didn't get attacked there by Button. Didn't quite happen, but a little bit of contact between Alonso and Raikkonen here. And there's me going through the final corner, and now Alonso and Raikkonen going through the final corners. They're battling a lot more than Hamilton and Button are. So very competitive. There I am again, still leading this race, but Alonso now moves to the right-hand side of the circuit once again. Going to do the same move on him, goes down the inside of Raikkonen into turn 1, and Jenson Button gets moved on, and Lewis Hamilton going around the inside into turn 1. So double moves there for McLaren. McLaren making some progress in this race at the moment, and Alonso still leads the way. And again, we go back to the same spot again. Kimi Raikkonen going to go with some DRS, going to move to the right-hand side of the circuit. He does that. Jenson Button and Lewis Hamilton with DRS closely watching on behind as this battle goes on. Breaking down into the hairpin. Alonso's going to go to that outside line again. Going to try it again, but this time it just doesn't work for him. Kimi Raikkonen makes the move stick, but Alonso tries to go around and loses the back end of the car. Tail-happy car that Alonso's got here. Around the final corner they go, as DRS is now activated for Alonso at this point. There I am, still leading this race, not pulling away because I'm trying to look after my tyres, but Alonso moves to the right-hand side of the circuit. He gets past Kimi Raikkonen with a great move there, forcing each other wide, and Button now gets past Raikkonen as well. So Button making some gains, and he also, does he get past Alonso? No, he doesn't quite. So a bit of action there from the guys behind, and now here's the crucial point. Lap 10 of the Grand Prix, and things are starting to get... I'm worried up front. I'm not going to lie. I'm worried up front at this point. We're going to see it in just a second's time as we come through this long banking corner here. Change strategy. Do I want to go to the soft tyres, or do I want to go on to the stay on my one stop? I decided to stay on it, but look at the tyres. They're wearing fast, and that's crucial. These tyres are going off. They are wearing quickly, and we've got 5 laps left to go. Lap 11 of the Grand Prix, and we're breaking into the we're in the middle sector at the moment right now, and these tyres are still going off at the moment. It's a little bit hectic right now. Green flag's in front of us, so we've got a yellow flag. Daniel Ricciardo is out of the race, unfortunately for us. So Ricciardo, a poor race overall, but a safety car has come out. A safety car has been deployed. Let's get a replay of Daniel Ricciardo. So Daniel Ricciardo's engine, basically, he just blew up, basically. Ricciardo's just exploded right there. So unfortunate for Ricciardo, unfortunately. But we're going to be staying behind the safety car. We're skipping ahead now to lap 12 of the Grand Prix here. But as you can see, safety car coming in at the end of this lap. So I'm going to be leading the drivers around. And this is crucial. This safety car has allowed me to save time in this Grand Prix, or skip a couple of laps without me having to use the tyres. Of course, my tyres are gone at this point right now. I'm literally just going to have to coast it round at this rate to try and even think of getting the appropriate points. But you can see we're on the speed limiter here, as all the drivers now sitting behind us with Alonso and Button behind me. Is it Button and Alonso? No, it's Alonso Button. So Alonso second, Jenson in third, as we make our way towards the final corner. And this is where I'm holding everybody up now as we begin to get ready to go and racing again. You can see the safety car making its way into the pit lane. We've got now 2 laps. Once we cross the start-finish line, we'll have 2 laps left of this Grand Prix before we kick things off again. So we're braking nice and late into the hairpin, going super slow instead. Chuck the car into rich fuel mixture. You can see how badly worn my tyres are, and then we bolted. We've left the McLarens for dead because we've got some work to do. We cut that corner completely there. We got warned for it, so it doesn't really matter. Just trying to save some time really. But lap 13 of the Grand Prix, it's underway. Here we go. We've got to get pushing now. We do not want to be caught in this slipstream battle between the McLaren drivers. So braking into turn 1. Not bad corner here, nice and gentle there as we put the car into turn 1 and braking down into turn 2. We get that move sorted there. And nothing too bad there as we're coming now towards the end of the first sector. We are myself leads, Alonso second, Jenson Button in third, and I believe there's some more casualties as we break now hard down into this turn 4, I believe it is. And we keep accelerating onwards here, and nothing going wrong right now. Still trying to push away from the likes of Alonso and of Jenson Button itself as we come through this. And you're actually taking the piss. You're not taking the piss. Look at my front right tyre. It's gone. It's gone. Front right tyre. We've got a puncture, guys. So, oh my god! And there it goes. Alonso, Button, Raikkonen, Hamilton, Vettel, Grosjean. They're all gone. Literally, guys, I tried to go as far as I could on these medium compound tyres. Now, the engineers said that they would go to the end of the race. My engineer said, do you want to come in at the end of lap 10 to go onto a set of soft tyres to go to the end of the race? That would have cost me. But unfortunately, the safety car came out, so I would have been able to have fought the guys on the medium compound tyres, but it just didn't work. I said no. At the end of the day, it's my fault for not picking the engineers' alternate strategies, and it's also the engineers' fault for picking this strategy as the main strategy, because this is what I went on, and there's nothing I can do about it, guys. I can't believe this has just happened. I cannot believe it happened. We did so well in the entire race to get the lead of the Grand Prix. We controlled the whole race. Like, there was no problems whatsoever, but unfortunately, that's it. The race is gone, guys. The race is gone. We're going to be coming into the pits now, chucking on a set of super soft tyres, and just doing one more lap then towards the end of the race. But, guys, you know how the race is going to end. We're going to finish plumb last. Daniel Ricciardo retired from the race, so technically he finished last, but he didn't even finish. So, technically, yes, we finished stone dead last, which I'm absolutely gutted about. On go the red mark super soft tyres. If I knew if the safety car came out about lap 10-ish, but the problem I had is I came into the pits, the safety car came out on lap 11 of the Grand Prix, which was a lap later. If my tyres were that worn off, really, in hindsight, I should have just gone onto a set of tyres and just spent the last few laps absolutely blitzing it and getting past people. But I went for the cautious measure. It just didn't pay off for me, unfortunately. I thought I could get to the end of the race on the medium tyres. With the safety car, they were on like 75% worn. So I thought 2 laps, surely they won't blow up. And after half a lap, unfortunately, I completed the challenge of drive till the tyres explode. And yeah, that's it, guys. So we're just going to finish off the rest of this race. If you have enjoyed this video, nevertheless, yeah, it's one of those races, guys. We're never going to be successful in every single Grand Prix. This is a major setback for us, indeed, because we're going to be losing out 25 points in this race. We would have won the race. Jenson Button comes through and wins the Chinese Grand Prix for McLaren. So a very good result for McLaren indeed. And my teammate from last year, Jenson Button, who definitely underperformed last year for me. But this year he's kicking things off with McLaren Honda. And McLaren Honda have actually kick-started their campaign in this Formula 1 career mode. Renault and Red Bull got their first win in Australia. Myself in the Mercedes got our first win in Bahrain. And the championship winners of last year from myself, or now former team McLaren, have kick-started their season with their first win here in China. And we're coming around the final corner now to come through, to be utterly disappointed. Unfortunately, puncture, second to last lap. Nothing I could do about it. 21st place. We set purple in the final sector, but it means absolutely nothing. We come home and we finish 21st. A nightmare result for us. But at the end of the day, look, we tried to do the strategy that the team had originally set for us. The team then felt that we should have come into the pits. I decided not to come into the pits, and that was the problem there. It was a mixture of I just wanted to stick to what the team wanted, and it just didn't pay off in the end. McLaren there celebrating the win. But there's nothing we could do about it. Look, we're going to have some bad races, and that was a bad race, and we're just going to have to just keep our heads up and move on. But McLaren got a 1-2 in that race, so McLaren picking up a 1-2 for the first time, non-legit by myself. Of course, if you go back to my previous season in Singapore, we won that Grand Prix from Jenson Button finishing second. In China here, no problems here. This was just the pure pace that McLaren had, and they came through and they've taken the 1-2 there. Kimi Raikkonen comes through and takes home 3rd place as well, and that's all good for him. He's going to be celebrating as well. Raikkonen doesn't really celebrate. He's a miserable bastard, let's face it. But as you can see, Hamilton didn't quite do as well. Also, so a bad race overall for Mercedes. only getting Hamilton with the points today. I don't know where Hamilton finished, actually. He finished in 4th place there. So not a good result at all for Mercedes there. We still somehow have retained the lead in the drivers' standings because Ricciardo didn't score points either. Yeah, we're still top of the drivers' standings. So even though we didn't win the race, we didn't even get any points. We still finished top of the standings. So yeah, that's quite awkward. And weirdly, we're now into the lead of the constructors' standings. So despite the fact that my tyre blew up and I didn't score points, Red Bull didn't get any points in the whole race. So we overtook them thanks to Hamilton scoring points. And, of course, with Ricciardo being my closest challenger, he also didn't get any points against either button. So a really weird race overall. Disappointed that we didn't actually get any results at all. Still gutted about it. But in the rivalry then between me and Daniel Ricciardo, you can see that we managed to beat Ricciardo, in all sections here. And as you can see, we didn't get the objective there, and we didn't get that objective, but we did beat the Drivers' Championship target there, so very good indeed for us there. But that's going to be it for the end of this video, guys. Make sure to leave a like, that'd be absolutely awesome. Subscribe if you're new around here as well, and I do believe we make a downforce upgrade for the next race, which we do, and I'll see you guys next time. Take care, peace.